The first strangeness lies in the reduced form, through which beings must communicate, in the manifested world. Each race, and each species, resolves this matter in its own way. The form chosen here is the most limited among all races and species. And, as clear as it may seem, it will still be little understood. Added to this is the fact that communication adjusts to its own time. Contemporary philosophy, for example, is the sum of all previous philosophical schools. It possesses a much broader instrument of understanding than that of the philosophies that preceded it. At present, philosophy is available to a great number of human beings as a powerful aid to comprehension. In light of this philosophy, and without placing previous schools of thought within time and space, the philosophical thought of the beginnings comes to seem excessively childish. The texts attributed to Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, Augustine, and even Nietzsche, Spinoza or Kant, among other philosophers, may appear, to the contemporary eye, inexpressive, tedious, at times foolish, and lacking brilliance in their reflections. For each era, therefore, even though earlier thought serves as a foundation, the new thought surpasses it, precisely because it is built upon it. It is possible to perceive traces of that past, even in academic discussions, aimed at building the so-called future thought that will sustain the new ages. Comparison, therefore, is detrimental to ancient thinkers, who relied on the immense limits of little-known environments. The capacity of those thinkers is undeniable, but the universe available in each era makes any comparison useless and unfair. Knowing this, it becomes possible to understand that language is not limited to a set of words and texts. More and more, the human being perceives the lack of a language available without the full, or at least expanded, participation of that which enables understanding. More and more, the being in manifestation discovers in silence the foundation of understanding. Silent observation offers the being the revealing primordial language. This primordial language reveals, above all, empathic contact, without which communication does not exist or becomes superficial and adapted to an incomprehensible model. There is no need to seek this language, but rather to allow its expansion from what already exists within the being itself. Only through it is it possible to achieve communication with full comprehension. Regarding time, it has already been said throughout the book that there are two environments for understanding it: the environment of the waters above and the environment of the waters below. To speak of time at the level of communication available in the waters below, it has been demonstrated several times that what makes time exist is movement. Time is only understood in the manifested world if there is some movement. Without movement, time does not exist. Time, therefore, is the natural consequence of the movement of something within some plane, whether that plane be the densest or the subtlest possible. The concepts of temporality and atemporality become clear with this understanding. To attribute permanence or impermanence, as Augustine did, reveals how much ancient philosophers based their thought on the environment that seemed most comprehensible to them. It also reveals how philosophers, in general, are bound to the values closest to their localized understanding. It also reveals how immensely superior the wisdom and knowledge of those manifested over 4,000 years ago were. That is, the more the being believes it is evolving, the less it perceives how, each day, it is increasing its distance from true knowledge. And the clues left by the ancients, though infinitely superior in all sciences, seem increasingly indecipherable. The knowledge of today's human being is laughable compared to those who lived more than 4,000 years ago. Shameful is the vision of superiority that the human race attributes to itself. The failure to recognize that the chosen path and the valorization of an increasingly limited science is deceiving the being will lead it ever closer to irreversible blindness. Remembering that, if those closest to the beginning of time were already distanced from knowledge, even slightly, those living in these new times push themselves, in crowds, ever farther away. As long as the being does not recognize the tools available within itself and does not use them in its favor, it will remain lost, unable to find the way out of the labyrinth.